Hello, Targar friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for another Orc Mode workout. And today was Max Effort Press Day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos every day, please click a like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Hit like on my other videos for the day too. Let's get over to the benching. I went with my Buffalo bar for straight weight today. I wanted something hard. I want to start using this bar for rep work, and I wanted to see how it feels when I go heavy. Because if I can't do it pain-free heavy, it's not going to work for reps. So I decided to take it up to a training max, and I got up to 322, and if you guys notice, bar speed looks about the same as 302. Smooth, clean, nice pause, no real grind. In other words, I feel like I left 20 pounds in the tank. Now, why did I stop there? Again, stretching my chest pretty deep, rehabbed my shoulder from the pull-ups. I want to make sure I'm safe. And I wanted a baseline, which incidentally with this bar, 322 is a previous PR. Before I hurt my shoulder, and then I went over and did the heavier stuff with the close grip. And it felt reasonable, like it was a training max, but it definitely was not a true max. So I'm very confident about that. I feel very good about that. I feel like I'm on the right track with my training. Bringing the bench back up, I now feel confident based upon how this felt with what I'm doing with my programming right now that I will hit my 375 this year. The goal for last year before I got hurt, I think we'll get a 375 bench this year. Okay. I think it's doable, and it's not even unreasonable at this point. Considering the 352's close grip before, now I'm really working my chest, and I'm now stronger with this bar than I was when I was doing the close grip work. I feel like that at least. So I dropped down to 232, did all pause work, and did 2 sets of 10, and then I'm like, well, let me AMRAP the third set, because I should be able to get more than 10. If I really am capable of another 20 pounds on this bar, more than what I did, I should be able to get more than 10 reps with this weight on a work set. I got 12. Got 12. And it wasn't super grindy. It was probably 1 rep in reserve. Also tells me my first couple sets were not as effective as I might have liked, but they felt effective, and that's the interesting thing, and that's how we feel can be a lie sometimes. They felt pretty challenging. And on the first one, my shoulder was tingling a little. It was kind of feeling some weird stuff in it, and it's like, what did you do to me? And I got a little worried, but it went away, and it didn't come back after the second or third set. In fact, my shoulder feels pretty good overall. And again, it's because it's not quite used to that range of motion. And that's why I have these other bars. I mean, I have even the McDonald bar, which is even way more aggressive for this same purpose. But again, this adds about 2 inches, right? We get another 2 inches of range of motion at the bottom. So it's basically like a deficit bench press, as someone else said in the comments, right? It's like a deficit bench press. But considering what I had just done last workout with the normal close grip, this is only like 7 pounds lighter, right? It's only like 7 pounds lighter. And hitting those same reps with this harder bar should keep going up, right? We're going to keep working it up. Because my chest and triceps come up, my bench is going to come up. And I have to build the whole chest. And that's kind of the point here. And on a side note, I was shocked how much more medial head of the tricep I felt on the rep work on this versus with the straight bar. Maybe it's the deeper stretch of the tricep at the bottom. But that medial head, for those who don't know what that is, that's the inside of the elbow, right? If you the inside of your arm on the bottom half from the elbow up to about the middle, right? That's the medial head. That inner head at the bottom half. The most involved in the bench press. It was really pumped after every single one of these rep sets. I didn't notice it on the max so much. And of course my chest was just stretched. My chest knew it got stretched. It's got one hell of a stretch reflex. And for someone like me with a thicker rib cage, it's good. I mean, I've got long arms already, so it's a long range of motion, but getting that deeper stretch, right? Getting some good, serious chest activation at that point of the weakest mechanical tension-wise. But still working with some decent weight. Rows. I'm getting stronger on these, and I think it's a combination of the hammer curls and rear delt work. This was too easy today. I bumped it up to 250 today. I did 247.5 last time. Okay. First two sets, I'm like, oh, it shouldn't have felt that light. I bumped the weight until I went to an AM rep. The last set, I'm like, let me see how many reps I can get. I got 13. We need to bump this 5 pounds next time. I need to take it to 255. Because if, again, I'm picking up 3 reps, we don't do a 2.5 pound jump. We need to do a 5 pound. Absolutely needs to be a 5 pound. And I was worried, oh no, my bench might catch my rowing, which I want to keep my rows equal to, at least equal to my bench. I don't think it's going to be a problem, because I know I'm going to get 255 for 10s next time. And these are strict. Notice I'm doing these strict, guys. Strict pen lay rows. Okay. Well, as strict as you're going to get when you get to weights exceeding your body weight. But they felt good. Felt my lats, felt my traps, everything really good. I noticed I didn't feel arms, and it's probably because I've been doing the hammer curls and stuff that arms are not a weak link. They're not a weak link on this. And for those curious, yes, I am using a deadlift bar to make my hands toughen up, to get used to these deadlift bars. I don't use my good deadlift bar. I don't use my Texas bar for rows. I want to beat it up. So I'm using my Rogue Ohio deadlift bar, which I don't like as much. So I don't mind putting some wear and tear on it with the rows, but 13 reps. We need to bump it another 5 pounds. We're going to do 10s. And notice it didn't even grind that hard on the last one. It's just, this is an explosive movement. Incline, I was worried on these today. I bumped it another 2.5 pounds. I got all the sets of 10. But watch the last set. You can tell that last rep. I don't think I had another rep left. I think on the last set, had I gone for an 11th rep, I think I would have missed it. Now, what are we doing with these? Notice controlled eccentric fairly, paused. We're pausing, and a lot of them I'm using a little bit of leg drive. I want this to carry over to my benching. Yes, I'm using it to grow my pecs and my delts, right? That's why we're doing it. Pec and delt exercise. But again, you get that stretch at the bottom and then that pause. So I'm making the pecs work. I'm making the pecs pop that weight off the bottom. All right? I need my chest and my triceps to get bigger. All right? The bigger I can get my pecs, the easier I'm going to pop out of the bottom on a bench. And I already know how to tricep specialize, and I've been doing tricep specialization. All right? And same with lats. Lats pop you out of the bottom too. It's another reason I'm pushing rowing so hard. In addition to my deadlifting, help my benching. But I'm not seeing the same lockout weakness with the wider grip that I had been seeing with the closed grip. So I think as long as we stay on top of the JM presses, my triceps should be fine to rotate through variations. So that means chest, 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 chest. And front delts are kind of along for the ride. I'm doing incline work. My delts are getting worked. But paused work. And yes, I'm going to be forced to use slightly less weight than if I'm touch and going. And I'm going to build these up. I understand this is only 175 for 10s. I've not been good at the incline, and then I couldn't train it again after the shoulder issues, even though I had been working it a while. We'll get it up there. And I'm treating it very serious. And you guys notice there's a growing trend. My overall volume is down. If we count correct stuff, such as, again, these things is only half sets for triceps. Rows is half sets for biceps, things like that. I'm averaging about 6 high-quality sets per muscle group per workout, done twice a week. But we're focusing very hard on progression. We're focusing on hard work sets. Okay? And you know what? I'm going to distance, like I said in the thing the other day, I don't think the bulk of the data supports these really high volume stuff. Okay? And the people who are getting away with it are using pretty heavy doses. And that's a whole nother topic. It needed to be addressed there, and then some people don't grasp. They're like, well, no, it's not the same. All gear use is absolutely not the same. If you think that, you are either an idiot or you're ignorant. Most people are ignorant, I get that. But the whole point here is that, yes, in the context of things like the training volume and programming, the amount that someone uses matters a lot. Matters a hell of a lot. So when we really look at a lot of that data, I don't think moderate users or particularly drug-free people are going to benefit from these high volumes. I really don't. It gets to a point where you're just hitting junk volume. And without stuff to help you grow off the junk volume, you're not going to grow. These went great today, by the way. I bumped it another 5 pounds because again, my grip is coming along. And even then, people are like, wow, that's pretty heavy weight. It's not really for my back. That's why I have to do these as a secondary exercise so that my back is pre-fatigued. Now, we get over to that. But Jason, didn't you say that all that fatigue, it doesn't give you as high a quality sets if you're fatigued, even if they're challenging you to hit failure? That's correct. It is less stimulus. It's not zero. But in this case, because I need the grip work, I need to use this axle bar. The best place to put it is after the bar that lets me use the most weight, so that I've already worked my lats and traps pretty effectively and they're fatigued. So at least they're getting some stimulation from this. Now, I am repped the last set again. My grip failed on rep 12. The bar dropped out of my hands. But again, what was the goal here for this? I wanted to get to 220 for 10. But this bar, and I know my grip will be doing real good. Okay, I got 11 and then failed on the 12. I have a feeling that if I go to 220 next workout, I bet you I'm going to be able to get the first 2 sets and probably maybe 10 on the 3rd set. Okay, that grip failed. The bar slipped out of my hands on the way up as I was hitting my chest. Right about the time it got to my chest, the bar rolled. JM presses, I only did 3 sets of these today. Increased the weight slightly because I did more volume last time. Did the little 5-pound bump, focus on doing them the correct way. Pretty much a textbook JM. Okay. Went up 5 pounds, did 3 sets of 12 instead of 5 sets of 10. And these were pretty much, I don't think I had another rep on these. Not without the forearm degrading. So the weight's right around appropriate. I went past 10. I was just going to do 10s, but then I realized when I got to the 10th rep on the first set, I'm like, I can do more. My calculations are off a little bit. Let's try to squeeze out another couple reps. And we did. So we got the 3 sets of 12 with this, which means realistically I need to bump the weight next time and try to get back towards 10s. All right, need to get back towards 10s. And yeah, again, felt a lot of tricep, felt a lot of forearm. And that's the goal. And in all honesty, I'll be honest here. I didn't feel my triceps any more on these than I did on that bench with the Buffalo bar today. A lot of times you hear me say, oh man, my triceps light up on these. Today, I didn't feel the same way. Mainly because, you know, that Buffalo bar hit my tricep medial head super hard with the rep work. And these, basically, I always say I feel that same head. So because it was already still pumped and I felt it from those and then it still carried over to the tricep, where the tricep still got used on the incline, I maintained that feeling in that muscle all the way through. So when I got to the JM presses, it didn't feel any different. In other words, after each one of these sets, I didn't feel more pump in that area than I was already feeling for the rest of the workout. It felt like it just continued what was already there. So that's kind of, if I go by feel, and I don't say we should always do that because how you feel can be a lie. Honestly, that Buffalo bar seems to have hit that tricep. I felt it just as much as I do on these JM presses. Of course, I felt a hell of a lot more chest. Like the chest activation was pretty intense with that deeper stretch on the bar, especially pausing with it. Yep. But, you know, again, so today it's not going to be one of those days where, oh man, I really felt my tricep. No, it felt like a continuation of the same workout. But the triceps need the extra work. But at a certain point, we also go to, is that really a half set for triceps on that press, the first one? I don't think that it was. The activation was, I felt it. Felt it a lot. But maybe we got a real good combination there. That bar plus the JMs. Then, all right, my hammer curls are getting too light. When I'm able to hit up to 30 reps with the only pair of dumbbells I have, that's not working. I know that there's data that really high reps build muscle. I don't want to rely on that too much. I don't rely on it too much. So I went with this, and I got more reps on the final set. I didn't warm up on this. I just threw the weight on and picked a weight I thought I could get 10 with and did my first set. I will say that I felt my brachialis on both arms cramp. Now, people will say, why the hammer curls instead of other more curls? I have to look at it this way, and I'm not saying I won't do some of the strict curl. What's going to add more meat to my arm? Hammer curls. Because it's working more of the forearm, and I need that forearm work. It carries over, especially for the axle bar rows. Same area of the forearm that I feel cramp up on those and give out on the grip sometimes, I feel on hammer curls. Also, for benching, if your whole arm is bigger, what happens? Your bicep and brachialis press against the radial brachialis at the bottom of a bench. If bigger biceps help support and help you pop out of the bottom of a bench, you should be adding meat to both of those. It will amplify the effect. And a hammer curl still works the bicep. The bicep's still a primary mover. Anyone who's telling you, oh, a hammer curl doesn't build biceps, clearly doesn't know anatomy, clearly have never looked at an EMG. Of course it does. Of course it does. But I'm looking at, can I get more total meat on my arm and serve two functions? If I'm going to do a single joint exercise like this, I'd like it to do more than one thing. Okay. But that's what I will say. The heavier weight, oh yeah, it felt completely different than having to do these 25-pound dumbbells. Right? Totally different. I felt that brachialis, that whole, which is, for those who are unaware, what you think is part of your bicep, the outside part of your bicep where it connects to the elbow, that's the brachialis. That side. And it's a smaller muscle than the bicep, but it's a workhorse. And it definitely lit up on those. Definitely lit up. And I felt it more than I've been feeling it with the high reps. Maybe it just likes that heavier weight. But it was either the left one was cramping after the first set. It actually cramped. I'm like, uh-oh, it's cramping. But then, the final set, I went ahead and I don't know how many reps. I think I cranked out a couple more reps. But I'm like, let me see if I can get a little more out of it. And if I can, I need to bump the weight next time. So the same thing. I took it a little bit further, so I need to increase this weight. Because again, there's a little bit of cheat in this movement, and there's a lot of muscles involved. So, 95 pounds is not super heavy. Not like it's a strict curl up against the wall. Totally different beast. And also I noticed on a couple of the sets of the bent over flies, the rear delt flies, because again, I'm stuck with a fixed dumbbell, I picked up an extra rep before I hit failure. Which I think the last couple workouts it was been stuck. And I think I got like 18 twice instead of 17. So okay. Getting stronger there, making improvements. But overall, I'm really happy with this workout today. I felt it was very, very effective. Got a lot of work done, added some new movements. I'm very confident now with my overall training game plan to get my bench up. I feel like that 375 is going to be doable this year. Short term, we need to get to 365. But I'm happy with the workout, so I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.